Hi, this is Simon again. Hope you're doing well. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the science of relationships. And so, the term relational science is actually relatively new. And even though there's no formal discipline, it is being researched pretty extensively, both in terms of communication, in terms of different types of relationship, both intimate types of relationship, but also in the work relationship form as well. One of the things that we're finding in this research is that, first of all, um, there's this myth that the individual is paramount. And in Western culture, as I think we all know, right, the individual has sort of become the foundational center. And to the point that if we were to really boil it down, we would say something to the effect of, if I'm okay, then the world is okay, or it doesn't matter about the rest of the world as long as I'm okay. But this really doesn't play well in real life, even though that's the way we try to protect ourselves. There's a reality that there's a universal problem, and that's what that we have broken relationships. Um, and they're broken in relationship, and they're also healed in relationship. And what do I mean by that? Well, we all suffer from a primal injury, if you will. And that primal injury is that we get separated from our caregivers, and that's inevitable. We experience this separation, which then produces anxiety, emotional pain. We become self-absorbed, and this we kind of perpetuates itself. And so it's a normal, natural experience. And so what we try to do then, as we try to manage our anxiety, is we try to actually get into a symbiotic relationship, which is the belief that others think and feel the same as we do. And when we discover they don't, that they differ, and that they're their own individuals, we do whatever it takes to make them think and feel the same as we do. So we then move from this idea that it's all about me to, hey, it can be all about us, but only if us are thinking and feeling the same. And so that actually then, as you can imagine, actually leads to a lot more anxiety, actually, because I can't think and feel for my own. I'm worried about what other people think, and how do I connect if I'm trying to always worry about that. So even though we have empathy, our empathy is not the defining concept of whether we're okay or not, and it isn't the defining element in a relationship to determine if the other person's okay or not. And so, what we really want to get to is a place of what we call differentiation, which is actually a term that's been around a long time. There's a lot of literature on differentiation in relationships in the social science and psychology literature. And it's really a question of, how do I learn to be safe? And so the concept then that becomes primary is wonder and curiosity. And so that's how a relationship gets built now. It's not built on, I need to be okay, or we need to be the same. It's, I can know me, I can know my boundaries, I can be self aware, I can self regulate my own emotion. Um, it's not dependent on anybody else. But then I can have this wonder and curiosity about the other person or the other people that I'm interacting with. I wonder what they're experiencing. I'm curious about their reaction here and what might be leading to that reaction. And again, if we take the concept of zero negativity, we don't want it to come out as judgment or criticism. And so, wonder and curiosity is a great way to really use um, those questions, those curious questions, to relieve our own judgments and biases. If we can kind of come to a concept of what we don't know is actually how we connect, because I can now connect by asking a question, by being curious. Hey, I'm really wondering. I noticed this, and again, it's not necessarily about you, but I notice that when it's really busy, there's a lot of anxiety around, and I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are about that. Or I'm curious about your thoughts about how the clinic is running, and I'm wondering what your ideas are about how we can improve how our team is functioning. And so rather than pointing a finger and saying this person isn't doing well or functioning well or producing well, we can now say we have a collaborative team approach that says, let's bring wonder and curiosity in. And when we do that, we can actually enhance trust and safety and the ability for each person to express their own ideas without wondering if they have to have the quote right answer. I hope that's helpful, and look forward to seeing you soon.